Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's I'm Terminal Lands here, and today I'm going to be going over this new stock that IPO'd in December 4th. It's called YQ. And this stock hasn't really been a huge, it hasn't been in anybody's ears and anybody's mouths. It hasn't really been out there. So the reason why is because I think they wanted to keep this confidential. They didn't really want this to go out publicly, but the initial public offering for this stock was $10. So the initial stock price for this stock was, I think it was 10.15 or 10. Let's look at this because I have a couple of shares. I have 8 shares. Public offering 10.50 was the public offering for this, and there's been a lot of history that me and 17 Education Technologies go back into. If you see my history, I bought 106 shares at $14, right? $14. I've made 121%, so $12 out of those 14, $12, right? 121% profit, which is $600. But unfortunately, I didn't actually cash them out and sold them on time. I actually held, and I went down to 13.52. So I ended up losing like $100 out of those 100 shares. But now it's going up. It's 15 now. I bought in at 13.58, so I've already made what, 42%. If I would have done 100 shares, I would have made 42% already. Um, Made 11 already, $11. So that's out of 8 shares. Come on now, like I didn't want to put too much in there. So, but still 42% from today, or from when I first bought it. That's still pretty good money though. If anything, that would have been like $200, 300 maybe. But this is my portfolio, Palantir. Um, I bought my. There's a huge history on this though. History for this is 20 shares at 15.30. I started investing around this time already. Basically, this is my first time. Not my first time. This year was the first year I started investing in stocks. So 1 share at 14.97, 50 shares at 14.01, uh, a share at 13.98. I haven't sold anything. Everything is still there. 13, 15, 15, 22, 26, 27, 22, 24, 23, 25, 25, 25, and then 26. So that's pretty much it. I haven't bought anything. I didn't buy anything in the. I didn't buy anything in the. What is this? Past month. I didn't buy anything in the 30 range. I didn't buy anything in its highest peak. I always bought everything when it had the dip, like 26. I bought on the dip. 25. I don't think I bought anything on 21. Probably 22. Right, 23. Always bought the dips. Right now it's consolidating. It's going back up to 27. Put in 10K worth, right? Literally put in 10K. 1900 is my profit, or 1030, whatever the shit is. 10,300 and then 1900 in profits. So that's how much I've made investing in the stock. But now let's get back to YQ though. YQ is a stock that hasn't been touched, hasn't been talked about. It's something that uh, nobody talks about. There's no analysis on YQ. 17 Education Technology. As you can see, technology is going to be the next evolution with. It's a leading platform in technology. So like this company was funded in 2012 in Beijing, China, and one of its broke runners are banks that essentially manage the equity, manage the debts, manage all the shares that goes in and goes out of the company because they had to arrange something with the banks here in the US to actually sell their stocks. To sell their stocks, and to sell stocks, they have to convert them to American Depository Shares, right? So that's American Depository Shares are shares that are foreign. So a company that's foreign that wants to sell shares here in the U.S. has to go through this huge process, which is called American Depository Shares. It's a huge regulatory system that fucking Donald Trump did. So it's like, really, it's this is the next step to like, all right, I want to do this. I want to do this the right way. I have to do this way. So this is the first Class A. So Class A, one of the things that there isn't really many articles about this, but really huge thing is Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley and BOFA Securities are a joint broke runners for this deal. No pricing terms were disclosed, which is like, what? Morgan Stanley is on this. Goldman Sachs. I don't know what the fuck is BOFA Securities, but they're essentially helping this company. They help this company IPO, but this company provides K through 12 education services in China. Filed on Friday with the SEC, raised up 100 million initial public offering. Now the thing is, like, do they want to? Is this company going to convert here into the U.S.? Like, is this company, because Biden's gonna win, obviously. So, do we really know if this company is going to merge into the U.S. or is the U.S. going to start buying off education technology products or their services for the American students to use, right? Because for COVID right now, there hasn't been really much talk about any like education wise, like, oh, how are we gonna teach them? What's the best? What is the best way to teach these students in times of COVID? Like, everybody's at home, teachers are at home, students are at home at school. Like, what's the best way we can do this? Because obviously this is their first year teaching from home, so everything is off. Everything is they're winging everything. They're going as the time goes on, they're just winging it, and I don't think that's the ideal way to do things. But this is something that's been going on for like years now. I mean, yeah, colleges have online, but nobody ever goes online until now. We're moving into the technology era, so I think everything's gonna get moved to online. So this is the best way. There's also TED Talks about education technology, huge education technology. So there wasn't really anything on this stock, right? American Depository Shares are expected to begin trading in the NASDAQ global market December 4th under ticker symbol YQ. The offer is expected to close on December 8th, 2020. So, if you guys don't know what that means, usually when it closes, that means they're not going to drop any more American Depository Shares. So, whatever's out there is out there, and all the shares that are there, that's what it is. So any outstanding shares that are there, that's what it is. This company has granted underwriters an option exercisable within 30 days from the date of the final prospectus to purchase up to an aggregate of 4 million additional American Depository Shares. What else? So Morgan Stanley, right? Goldman Sachs, joint broke runners for this offering. China Renaissance is acting as a co-broke runner. Tiger Broker is acting as a co-manager for the offering. So it's pretty big names, right? The offering securities is made only by the means of prospects forming a part of effective registration statement. So it's like they're using these huge company, right? like as to get through here. So what I don't understand, they go to Morgan Stanley, they go to Goldman Sachs, they go to these banks to sell their stocks, to sell their shares. Like Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs. Like these are pretty fucking big names. I don't think this was a coincidence, in my opinion. Um, if you guys want to read more about this article, I'm gonna put the link in the description below if you guys want to do that. But other than that, this is gonna be my technical analysis on this stock. So this is going to be, I have two resistance lines just because this is the initial one where it had its huge uprise. Its first like quote unquote dip. That's where I put it in there, and then from it initially just launched. That's gonna be the other one, and then this is gonna be the support line right here. So, obviously, you're not gonna see this for a while. Like if anything, you're not gonna see this for like another 3 to 4 months, and that's facts. You're not gonna see this unless there's news, but I highly doubt there's going to be any news articles with this because the way this thing flows is so different. Because look, this is going to be the first this right here is the first signal on its huge increase right down here. The 13, that's where I bought, right? Because I showed you where I bought for YQ, right? For YQ, I bought at 13.56. Well, what is this right here? 13.46, 13.47. So like 10 cents more. I bought it for 10 cents more because this. I looked at this closely, and I don't want to say I know what I'm talking about because I really do, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But based on the fundamentals for like, because I waited a whole week for this video, right? I waited a whole week. Based on a week's worth of fundamentals, I kind of already knew where the stock was going, which is why I bought only 8 shares at a low price. I don't want to invest any more in case this resistance line was broken, right? Because obviously it broke the first one. I'm like, okay, I don't want to invest more at 13. So those 8 shares were my test run, right? This is gonna go back up. It's going to hit this. It's going to go back down, right? The next week or tomorrow, right? So it's going to go back down. So they go back up. So it'll hit this, right? Because it already breached. Right? Oh my gosh, this is so fucking good. Like 13.91, right? That's where it hit. 13.87.91, whatever, same shit. But this is where it had a huge increase right here. This is where it had its increase. It's gonna go back down. I don't think it's gonna hit 13.90. It's gonna hit 14.70 tomorrow. And then it's gonna go back up a little bit, and then that's where it's gonna go. 15, right? And it's just gonna keep going, fluctuating. So it's gonna stay in this range, right? It's gonna stay in this pattern. It's gonna stay in the 14 area, and then it's gonna gradually go up. So it's just going to gradually go up, slowly but surely. It hit its peak, right? It hit its peak because, 1 week after its IPO, obviously, whoever made profit, not a lot of people, because nobody knows about the stock, made huge money. Like I said, I showed you what I could have made, 600, right? I bought 100 shares at this price, so $600. Dropped back down, lost 100. Bought 8 shares just for the test run. Right? Because I can always be wrong. I've been wrong before. I haven't been wrong about Palantir. If you look at my previous video showed that Palantir was going to be. I showed that the this whole week and the whole next week, we're going to be it's basically its lowest of its low, because of the lockup period ending. The lockup period ending is ending, I think, before December, a week or two before December, and that's why everybody's just gonna cash out, take all their money, take all their earnings, and then it's gonna be huge, a huge turnover in volume. So there's gonna be more volume, more shares being sold, more shares being bought, but it's gonna be even more volatile for the next week. Next week's gonna be a little bit more volatile for Palantir. This stock right here, I'm just trying to get it out for everybody to know. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I only do this for entertainment purposes only. So if you guys want to follow along, make sure you like the video. I don't really care if you guys subscribe. I'm not those YouTubers that tell you to subscribe if you like the video. I really don't care about that. I'm here to be genuine with you guys. I'm here to be honest. And this right here, this is going to be the next stock. Nope. This is going to be, I'm waiting for the next dip, right? So I'm waiting for the next dip on this. So as soon as it hits, let's say it hits 13 again, I'm going to buy that dip again. But this time with 100 shares, maybe 200 shares. I'm going to buy the dip because I know, because there's a huge gap right here. As you can see, there's a huge gap. This gap still needs to get filled. So if you think about it, this gap still needs to get filled. Stocks are going to go back down. It's going to go back up, and it's going to stay in this area, consolidate, probably go back down again. You can take your profit because this gap, nothing's filling this gap. Look at this shit. Nothing filled this besides what? It had to pass this to get down to its consolidation, right? Consolidated, go back up. Probably consolidate a little bit, right? Because right now it broke this. These are also my support lines as well. So it broke, then it's going to go back down. It's trying to break through again. It's going to break, consolidate in this area, probably trying to hit this area, and it's going to go back up. So I'm telling you, if you don't buy this now, you're probably going to miss out. But this is me test running this stock to see if it'll do anything. So there's two methods, right? It'll probably go back down, then go back up, because right now it broke my support line. Which then once it breaks this, it'll become my resistance. So if it breaks this and it keeps consolidating this area, this will become my resistance and this will become my support. Right? Yeah, my support. And then if it breaks off of that, then it's game over in the chat because it still needs to fill up this gap. So yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like button. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. Peace.